The topic that I wanted to talk today is about agile cloud native security. When we get into interaction, in my role, when I get in the interaction with the customer, when I look at their security postures and how they're evolving from the traditional legacy security to the cloud native security, we see a lot of gaps when we are talking to the customers. Especially in the last 2 years in the COVID situation, when the business agility took a new shape and form altogether. By most of the customers last 2 years has been the BFSI customers, and they have to innovate overnight just to make the payment absolutely. In India, there's something called as UPI, Unified Payment Interface, and that has revolutionized everything that we were doing in terms of payment in India. Now, when I'm talking to the customer with their initiatives on their payments and overall banking as a whole, they were saying that business agility is the prime thing for them. As an organization, they have to make sure that they are complying to the regulatory bodies. That there are no loops and gaps being left out. The traditional security measures typically used to be like Excel sheet based compliance, or maybe a couple of softwares deployed, antiviruses. They are not meant to give you that level of agility with your cloud-native application deployment and being serving their end consumer. So in all, what happens is that even if a FSI customer or any enterprise, they come up with a great idea, but with the security clearance that gets delayed, you don't want things like your endpoint security and so on and so forth is not left for the last to be considered, and hence the cloud security has to come as a part of your code, as a part of your application, as a part of your image. Things like data breach, things like endpoint security, things like data at rest encryption. So if these things are not taken care of, we would get into the news where either the application is not available. Imagine an FSI or FSI customer's application is not available, or there is a data that has been breached out. So that's something which we don't want to happen. Taking it one notch further ahead and going away from the product centricity towards how it has to be done, because security is just not about the products and solutions, it's about the culture and ability, an approach to adopt. And that's where at Red Hat we have this concept of a Mobius loop, where we expect an application to be following a loop, rather a straight line, which means that you can build, run, deploy. At the same time, you take time out and identify what are the other controls and how you want to evolve with the next control, and then put back into build, deploy, and run and observe. So this Mobius loop or an approach where the entire security is looked upon as an inherent part of your DevSecOps process, and it is like a loop. It is not one-time job. So that's the difference in the approach that we bring in, and which means that to do this, we need security people to be part of your DevSecOps process, and that's the difference we want to make. We have practiced this with our customers, and the biggest feedback we get is that it is no more a conversation between a DevOps team and a security, as in, that we don't understand, please hand it over to the security guy. You're going to put the fixtures and we're good. Now the team is talking about how can we together identify all the security, the restrictions and the postures that has to be applied layer by layer. It's more of a conversational, common understanding of what has to be implemented. And it is no more just a software enabling some clicks and buttons on the software, but it becomes a two-way conversation that how can we convert that into a code and how it can be applied on the spot across all the layers. So it became much more collaborative in nature with the Mobius Loop coming in. And it's a common understanding about what are the problems and how they want to solve together. At the end of the day, enables and helps the business with their time to market.